What is up? I'm your host, Sosaia, and this is episode 8 of the Mix Wash podcast. All right. I'm super excited to be recording this episode of the podcast for a couple of reasons. One, I've got some really great topics lined up. Two, the podcast is on Spotify now. And listen, it's really easy to get onto Spotify. But taking the mental jump, the mental leap, not even mental, physically doing the set of things that is required of you to get yourself onto Spotify is tough. And we're here. And you could possibly be listening to this podcast and doing whatever the hell else you want to be doing at the same time. Now, are we on Apple Podcasts yet? No. Are we going to get on Apple Podcasts? Maybe. But are we on Spotify? Yes, we are on Spotify. And today marks the day, 7/19/2021, that Sosaia is a podcast artist that you can find on Spotify. And that is absolutely wonderful. And it's so wonderful that I'm freaking British. And that's wonderful. Anyways, I had a pretty great week. It's been a minute since we recorded. And by we, I mean me. I don't know why I say we, as if there's more than one person in the room. It's me and the wall. Read the description. Not the description of the video, but the podcast description, which you can find on the YouTube channel. You can find it on Spotify. Yo, I'm on 2 platforms now. I'm freaking dual wielding the platforms. I got so many. I could akimbo the platforms. Can you akimbo platforms? That's what I thought. I'm kidding. Most of you have more followers than me on Instagram. And you know what? Don't care. You know why? You don't got a podcast. But if you want to be on the podcast, we could hook that up. Couple guests that I'm looking into having. Am I allowed to say your name? Actually, you know what? Oh yeah, I could totally say one name. J-Roo of Lost Planet. They're a SoundCloud music group. I would say SoundCloud rap, but that's not all they do. It's punk and poppy. It's dope. It's some of the tracks are very Denzel Curry reminiscent, very Suicide Boys reminiscent. I would totally go listen to some Lost Planet right now. Disappointment by J-Roo? Dude, don't even get me started. That is a wonderful song. And the fact that I know that guy personally, like that's low-key my father, don't even call me. Don't even call me. We don't have the signature water bottle today. Why don't we have the signature water bottle? Because when I was on my way to basketball practice, kind of left it in my sister's garage. Now, is that my mistake? Yes. Now, could I have gone back and grabbed it after practice? Yes. Now, did I do that? No. Now, why did I do that? Why did I not go get my water bottle? Because my mom said no. Now, listen. Would it have taken an extra 3 minutes to get my water bottle? Maybe. Would that 3 minutes have affected us on getting home? No. Is it affecting me right now? Yes. Am I upset? Just a little bit. See, now I'm choking because I got to drink out of a cup. That's why I need my water bottle. If you don't know me, my water bottles are huge. I drink out of at least 2,000 milliliter water bottles. That's how we do around here. If it ain't at least 2,000 milliliters, don't call me. And speaking of not calling me, if you text me while I'm recording, I'm not stopping the podcast to respond. So if I don't respond for 25 minutes, I'm recording. And you should know that. What did I do this week? Oh, basketball practice started back up. I'm getting better at basketball. That's pretty cool. But you know what isn't pretty cool? Most of you probably aren't interested in my week. You just want to hear about the funny stuff I'm going to talk about. But I'm making you work for it. I'm making you wait 5 minutes. You can't, she doesn't give you the whole grand slam on the first date. You got to work hard. You show up on the first date. You're like, oh, guess what? I have a cool button-down shirt. And she's like, okay, cool button-down shirt, you get to see me in cute dress. I don't know. Who wears dresses to a first date? I would never wear a dress to a first date. Anyways. Well, first of all, I don't go on dates. Probably the reason why I don't know what girls wear to dates. But you know what I'm saying. Maybe the cup sounds better. Maybe you guys like the... Should I keep the cup just for the podcast? Does it sound like I'm being more hydrated? Oh, that just sounds terrible. That just sounds bad. Anyways, enough with the water. Funny thing happened. As much as I said, hey, if you text me while I'm recording a podcast, I'm not freaking stopping recording a podcast. Someone low-key texted me and asked me to play some League, so might have stopped recording the podcast. So, is it 3 hours later? Yes. Am I a little bit more tired now? Yes. Is that going to make the podcast worse? Is that going to make the podcast... Wow, English. Is that going to make the podcast worse? No. You're tripping if you think so. Anyways, enough about water. Actually, on the topic of water, I started taking cold showers recently. Y'all, gotta hop on the cold shower bandwagon. Which, I don't know if it's a bandwagon. I don't know how popular taking cold showers is. But it's great. Okay, I get it. Taking a hot shower is probably wonderful. Most of you probably enjoy taking hot showers. Do me a favor. Take a cold shower during the summer. It opens your third eye. And I'm not talking like opens your third eye like I'm an Aquarius and you're a Sagittarius and this is what your lucky item of the day is. I mean, like, take a cold shower because it's wonderful and it will open your third eye. And by your third eye, I mean a lot of your body parts are going to get smaller, but only temporarily. And that's the important part. Oh, speaking of showers, like water consumption is supposed to be a problem now, which it is a problem now because we are going through a drought. But there is I don't even want to talk about this, but I have to because we all need to go find these people and just slap them. They deserve a big old slap. Okay, so in the same way that there are people who believe that masks are Satan, like you should do the opposite of wear a mask. You should shame people who wear masks. Mask shamers, there are now drought shamers. There are people who believe that there isn't a drought and that they shouldn't conserve water. Okay. First of all, even without the drought, should you not be concerned that California is on fire? By the way, 80% of these drought shamers, all in California. You know what's happening in your state? Which you got to know. You can't just walk outside and be like, I can breathe perfectly fine. No, there's videos of these people just turning on their hose and just blasting like rock walls. Just wasting so much water. Let's get this straight. If you think it's cool to waste water in spite of the fact that there are people dying and houses being burned because there isn't enough water, I think we should legally be allowed to burn your house down. I think that's a fair trade, right? I mean, you clearly don't care if other people's houses burn. I hope your house burns down today. Now, I'm not usually that kind of guy. I'm not an eye for an eye kind of person. I think justice comes around when justice comes around. But if you think it's okay to just be like, oh, Gavin Newsom thinks that we should stop using so much water, well, I'm gonna use as much water as I physically can. You're not cool, bro. You're not. And it's also pointless. if anything, like, what are you, pro fire? Or and why does this have to be a political thing? Because we all know who's drought shaming. Why is fire political? There's two things that shouldn't have been political. One, it's a disease. The disease doesn't care whether you voted red or blue. Two, neither does the fire. And if you think it's cool, thinking that, like, it's cool to waste water is equally as stupid as if you think it's cool to post you, like, smoking a blunt underaged on Snapchat of yourself. Both of you, same level of intelligence. You think it's cool to post you freaking killing yourself with nicotine on your story? You also think it's cool to waste as much water as possible simply because it's against the rules. And they're not even rules, they're suggestions, because we're trying to help people. You think it's cool to freaking just pour... You know what? He wants us to conserve water so that they can help put out fires that are burning people's houses down, killing people? No, screw that. Freaking pour one out for the homies. And by the homies, I mean all of the people dying because I'm pouring this water out. That's the same as just recording yourself on your Snapchat and taking a giant hit off your Novo or whatever the hell. On the other hand, those of you who like to post your, like, quitting progress and, like, being sober, which, by the way, if you're a parent and you're listening to my podcast, one, thank you. Very much appreciate the listen. We are on Spotify now, as I so eloquently mentioned earlier. Two, vaping in high school is a really big problem. And if you didn't already know that, I'm glad I'm here to tell you that, because it is disgusting. There are so many teenagers addicted to nicotine. And when I say addicted to nicotine, I don't mean like they do it a lot. I mean like they can't exist without doing it. Like physically addicted. Medical definition of addicted. There are so many teenagers addicted to nicotine. And I think that's partially influenced by social media. We can't not say... Well, we can't say... Here, let me put it simpler. Let me think about my grammar before I say this. We cannot say that social media didn't play a part in this spread and this ideal, but I also like to think that we're kind of responsible. And by kind of, I mean mostly. Because is it big tobacco trying to get into the next generation so that they can keep their nails inside of humanity and keep sucking the money out of addiction? Yes. But is it also us not helping each other quick enough and being too teenage to eliminate the threat of vaping? Now, is it Truth Orange or Orange Truth, the anti-smoking and anti-nicotine foundation? They're doing a great job now. They're getting more and more commercials out there that have to do with vaping instead of cigarettes, because cigarettes have almost been eliminated in my generation, which is wonderful, which means it's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller as long as it doesn't become a fad. Which is another thing. Hey guys, dying isn't cool. There are a couple things we talk about on this podcast. We talk about things that aren't cool, things that are super cool, and Larry King's prostate. If you don't... come on, man. Like, alcohol, not cool. Your liver's gonna die. Smoking, not cool. Your lungs are gonna... Everything. Okay. Oh, if you're in my generation and you smoke cigarettes, you're all dumb as nails, bro. Now, if it's not your fault, then, like, let's be honest here, kind of your fault. But I'm not gonna get into that. Not gonna get into that. I don't want to flame anybody too hard. But I don't think any teenage cigarette smokers listen to my podcast, so maybe I'll go in harder. It's just not cool to die. There's nothing cool about smoking cigarettes. There's nothing cool about vaping. There's nothing cool about drinking. There's nothing cool about popping pills. There's nothing cool about illegal gambling. There's nothing cool about guns. Oh, that's another one. If you post yourself with guns, it's not cool to break the rules. You're also just signing up to get reported to the authorities. That's another one of those like stereotypical things I think I mentioned in the last episode. Which, let me check. I actually have the notes from every episode on the same document so that I can see what I've talked about in the past, so that I can quickly reference it. Like when you, okay, so yeah, this is a good example of when somebody posts a quote and they definitely don't get it, because it'll be like, real gangsters move in silence, and then a bunch of guns. And don't know if you know, but this is the opposite of a gangster moving in silence, which makes and causes me to believe 0% gangsta. Also, let's be honest here. If you're like really about that life, like logically, let's break this down. The guy who posts all of the guns is probably super excited to show off the guns because he never gets to be around the guns. You know what I mean? But the guy who's always around the guns is like, oh, of course I don't want to post this because 1, police, and 2, I'm around it all the time. Not that cool. If anything, like, post yourself with like chicken wings. Dude, you know what is cool? Enjoying your life. You know what helps you enjoy your life? Food. Good stuff. Stuff that's not going to kill you. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke weed. Just, hell, go eat some food. I'd much rather you be addicted to freaking eating chicken wings than smoking cigarettes. Now, both of them are going to kill you. But which one is going to be better for you? Like, possibly the chicken wings. You don't gain anything from smoking cigarettes. You could gain weight that you've been looking for. You could build muscle with chicken wings. You could just have a great meal with chicken wings, which, by the way, let's talk about chicken wings. Number 1 chicken wings, in my opinion, right now, number 1 best chicken wings. That's tough. That's tough. Usually I have actually, never mind. Easy. If you go anywhere like a Gordon Ramsay restaurant in Vegas, not Hell's Kitchen, because I don't actually believe they serve them, but if you go to like his pub and grill, you go to his burger place, you go to the fish and chips place, you get the Hellfire wings. Don't even call me. They're so delicious. And it's Gordon Ramsay, so he like orders these big chicken wings. They're not small like regular chicken wings. Like, you can make a finger circle with your index finger right now. Most wings can fit within that circle if you stretch it. These wings require 2 finger circles. They're huge and they're delicious, and they come with like this blue cheese crumble all over it. It's so wonderful. Only downside is they don't come with fries, which isn't too much of a problem because, I mean, you get your main course, and that main course comes with fries or whatever starch you're looking for, so it balances it out. Get some ranch with that, and it'll be wonderful. Speaking of Vegas, when I went to Vegas, so much stuff was just crazy. Like, I've never gone to a place and asked for ranch, and they were like, oh, we actually don't have any, but we can give you, like, this thing that's, like, just supposed to be, like, more entitled ranch. It's just ranch, but richer. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's great, it's wonderful, but sometimes I just need that hidden valley on my tongue. A surprise banger on the wings department, which, you know, if you live in Reno, everybody knows. Pizza Plus, you could get a bajillion wings for a pretty good price, and they will be okay. Now, the secret to the Pizza Plus wings is the Pizza Plus fries and ranch. You put that whole combo together, and it's Slayer, dog. You don't even, dude, it's freaking insane. It is, it's delicious. Now, do I think that the wings themselves are the best? No, they're definitely not that great. Eating the wings by themselves is kind of gross. Like, it's just not good. Now, what's the best flavor? My personal opinion, you're going buffalo. But I think getting buffalo from almost any other place is going to be a better decision if you're looking just for the wings. But as a whole combo, I think they sit third on the list. So first is going to be Gordon Ramsay's wings. Second place has to go to Red Robin. I'm not even a joke. Red Robin has some killer wings. Oh wait, I forgot about Wingstop. Okay, let's relook at this. Real quick. Number 1, Gordon Ramsay. Number 2 is gonna be Wingstop. I'm talking lemon pepper and buffalo. Those are delicious. Also, Wingstop is the only place that knows how to do boneless wings. Listen, I don't really like boneless wings, but you get me some garlic parmesan, you get me some Louisiana rub, you get me some just like crunchy kind of popcorn chickeny goodness, but it's not just popcorn chicken, it's got like this deliciousness on it. Amazing. Don't even call me. Now, am I going to be honest here and tell you that the boneless wings that are buffalo are bad? Yes. If you're going to get buffalo wings, what the hell are you doing getting boneless wings? If you're going to get boneless wings, get something popcorn chickeny, something chicken tendery. It's amazing. Because, hey, boneless wings are just chicken nuggets, let's be honest here. You're ordering chicken nuggets. You're not ordering chicken wings. There's no wing. It's just chicken meat, bro. So first is Gordon Ramsay. Second is Wingstop. I'm talking bone-in, lemon pepper, buffalo. Third place goes to BJ's. Their original drizzle, where it's like the mix of the buffalo and the ranch. Wonderful. Fourth place, Red Robin. That buzz sauce is killer. All 4 of their selections are killer. And they come with these like golden Yukon potato chips instead of the bottomless fries, which you can actually switch it out for fries. But it is a wonderful experience. Also, by the way, Red Robin. I'm never going to stop going to Red Robin. You know why? Because bottomless fries are an amazing price efficiency. And their freaking fry seasoning is insane. It's so delicious. Now, what do you know about Sosaia so far? If you don't know me in real life, you know that I love chicken wings, and you know that I'm probably 300 pounds. The second thing is wrong. Because, hey, your boy do a little bit of working out. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, 50 Cent? Just a little bit. Anyways, there was so much more I wanted to talk about on this episode, but we've been stuck on chicken wings for a while. Anyways, love chicken wings. You know what I don't love? Here's another good one. You know when people say, oh my god, there are chemicals in that. You know they found that chemicals in that thing can lead to cancer? Hey, you know the chemicals, right? Like they put chemicals in it? Hey bro, what do you think everything's made out of? Did you take chemistry? Take chemistry. Hell, take biology. Take something about organic life. Guess what? Everything made out of chemicals. Yeah, that's right. I just told it to you. Everything made out of chemicals. Everything is made out of chemicals. Because look at the periodic table. You're like, oh my god, what are all these chemicals? Look at a tree. It's all of those chemicals, bro. Look at freaking water's a chemical, dude. Dihydrogen oxide. And the annoying one is always like when they're talking about like your shampoo or something, or like your lotion, they'll tell you like, hey, you know they put chemicals in that and like it could like lead to like cancer. Hey, just want to let you know this. Anything could lead to cancer. And that's not me being a doo-doo head and just trying to like disprove your point with a general statement. I literally mean that everything you do in your regular life increases your chances of getting cancer. Now, how large is the probability that you're going to get cancer? Very small. Now, if you increase that, how big is it? Is it like 30%? Is it like 40%? Is it like 50%? Guess what? No, it's still less than 1%. Now you know I'm serious because I'm whispering. And you know that that's serious because you've heard the Whisper song. And that's very serious. song is terrible. That song is evidence that men are stupid. There's so much out there that is mind-boggling and is just evidence that men are dumb. Men are so dumb, in fact, that catfish sex robots exist on social media and men fall for it all day. You know how I know that men fall for it all day? Because if men didn't fall for it all day, they wouldn't exist. Guys are so dumb that social media sex robots exist. And it should be obvious, dude. It's like, okay, everybody knows. If you're a male, you've been followed by one of these accounts. And what's stupid is most guys have like just a shimmer of hope that maybe one time this female that followed them, whose name is Jane Johnson, and her photo is of America's Next Top Model, and she's on a beach and her nipples are basically showing. There's like a glimmer of hope of like, oh, it's a real woman and she's into me. Hey buddy, look at yourself. Even I'm gonna look at myself. America's Next Top Model doesn't want me. She doesn't want you. And then when she texts you and says, want to see Bob and Vagine, and you go yes, and then she sends you a link and you click on it, what are you doing? You might as well be signing your whole soul off. Like if see, this is like old school scams make more sense. Today's scams is like, you just gotta be stupid. No, I guess that's not true. Scams have always taken advantage of the ignorance of the human race. But come on, think a little bit harder, guys. I mean, even if you're 50, there's no way in hell that Jane Johnson, which, by the way, if you don't get it already, Jane Johnson is not a real person. It's a freaking Instagram robot account. It's probably some guy in like New Delhi in a gigantic office building that's a covert operation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, follow Mike Browning and go subscribe to Jim Browning and Mark Rober and all the anti-scam artists on YouTube, and they'll explain how insane these scamming operations are and how much money they make. You'd be surprised what people are willing to do for something that's like obviously not there. Though they do take a lot of advantage of like old people, they take advantage of young teenagers, which is disgusting, by the way, because I've looked at some of the DMs you receive from these stupid like robot accounts, and they're like, oh, you don't have to put your real age, just put anything up to 28. Hey, buddy, there's a 13-year-old boy over there who hasn't had too great of a week, and he's ignorant and he's impressionable, and you send him this paragraph that says, oh my lord, I'll freaking do all of this stuff to you and the pleasure beyond your wildest dreams. And little 13-year-old Jimmy is like, oh, dude, I could just say I'm like 19. Let's go. That's another thing. If you get scammed, I don't think you should be ashamed to admit that you got scammed. Like, Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller, he got scammed, and well, I guess they had hacked into his laptop and found like his porn, and they were like, we're gonna show everybody this porn if you tell the FBI. And he was like, I don't care, it's porn. So he called the FBI, and then the FBI caught the scammers. Not only were the scammers like bluffing, they weren't able to show everybody his freaking search history, but he was like, who gives a damn if I watch porn? I'm a guy. And that's hilarious. You gotta be as savage as Penn Jillette. You gotta have that mindset where like it's already over. I mean, I don't want to lose any more. You want to cut your losses wherever they are. I'd hate to be the guy who has to write porn. Just think about that. That should blow your mind right there. Somebody has to write the script to people having sex on camera. That's crazy, bro. Oh, man. Anyways, back to smoking and stuff. Okay, listen, my mom smokes cigarettes, and I don't, I'm not going to trash talk my mom for smoking cigarettes. You know, they didn't really know back in her day how damaging it was, so the addiction started early, and I'm not going to blame my mom for that. Now, is that biased of me because I just made fun of everybody in my generation who smokes? No, it's not biased of me. One, because we know that it causes cancer now, and we know that it's terrible. And her generation didn't at all. Like everybody, I mean, cigarettes were a penny, and they were marketed as like, yeah, smoke these and you'll be cool, yeah. I actually haven't seen a cigarette, like a pro cigarette commercial in forever. I think the last time I saw a pro smoking commercial was when I was like 8. If anything, now we just see anti-smoking commercials. And by the way, if you live with someone who smokes cigarettes and an anti-smoking commercial comes on the TV, you've never experienced the level of like tension and awkwardness that happens, because hey, like, of course I don't want my mom to smoke cigarettes, so I try to discourage it when I can. But like those smoking commercials where it's like, my husband, hold up, I gotta get it. It's like, my husband is in the MRI to see if his lung cancer has spread. I'm not the one with the disease, but we both have to live with the results. And then it's like, take the tip from me. If you want to quit smoking, do it for those who you love. And then you just you know not to awkwardly turn your head and look at the person who smokes cigarettes in the room, but they feel bad because like they just watched the commercial with you, and now it's super awkward, and it's just yeah, man, it's terrible. Because then you don't want to say anything because you don't want them to get mad. Which, by the way, don't ever tell a smoker to stop smoking unless you want to be one. Okay, if you can take somebody yelling at you, it's one of the most entertaining things ever. But 2, don't do it because you don't want to piss them off. They already smoke cigarettes. Like, life already kind of sucks. Which, by the way, I want to put this out there. I know I already said smoking cigarettes sucks. But if we do a very small amount of math, okay? My mom's pack of cigarettes costs $8. Let's call it at $8, right? Let's say she smokes. Let's lowball it and say that my mom doesn't smoke a pack a day. She smokes like half a pack. So let's say that that's 4 packs a week. Let's say 4 packs a week, right? So 4 times 8 is $32 a week. Now, let's do that. Times 52. $1,664 a year that you could save. One, not dying, so years of your life that you would get back, which is more years that you're making money that you get to keep. That's amazing. Okay? Now, in addition to $1,664 that you could turn into more money because money makes money, come on, man. That's not even a question. Would you rather take $1,000? Hell, even if it was $800, if it was $30, would you rather have a longer life and $30 or a shorter life and lung cancer or throat cancer? Just any type of cancer. That's not even a question. Now, that's a low ball. Also, that's not the most expensive cigarettes. If you smoke more premium cigarettes, you could get up to like the $11 range where you're paying 11 times 52, you're paying $4,000, almost $4,500, $4,600 a year that you could be putting into something else, man. Come on. Anyways, I think 35 minutes, 36 minutes is our sweet spot. So I just want to thank everybody for listening to this. I want to say thank you to Spotify for accepting my podcast and listing it on your application, on your service. I'm indebted to you infinitely, probably. And maybe in the future when we cut a deal and I start making money off of this, I'll owe you actual money. But who knows? Maybe we'll sign a weird deal where I get to keep all the money. Very, very rare. Anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I'll see you in episode 9. Thank you for listening. My name is Sosaia, and this is episode 8 of the Mix Wash Podcast.